tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey, all right.
There we go.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
Don't do it, Neva. Hey. Hey. Let's groove this Sunday. Don't do it, Neva. Hey. So welcome again. Hey, we're still dancing. Welcome again, you guys, to another great episode of Bring It. This is season 2, episode 10. Don't do it, Neva.
Don't do it, Neva.
You tried it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I am your host, English Cleveland, and I thank you guys for joining us again. I am joined by my lovely, lovely, beautiful people.
Thank you.
Who are you? Let them know.
I am your co-host, Robin Ayers.
And hello, everyone.
You're lounging.
Hello.
Right? Hello, or good day, mate.
There you go.
I am Tony Moore. I'm finally back
He's
from
yes.
Australia.
From Australia.
Yes.
You world traveler, you.
I know. I do
So
what I
you were
can.
with another dance team.
Yes.
What kind of dynamics can you say that were different between our girls, Bring It, DD4L, or you were with the girls from Dance Moms,
yes,
right? What
I
is
was
their
with
name
the-
of their squad?
ALDC.
Yes.
The Abby Lee Dance Company.
Okay.
So I hosted Abby Lee's Australian tour, and I will say the girls are very nice.
Okay.
They are just, I don't know, they're not like little robots, but they're just these little professional, like little women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dance styles, of course, are very different. They come from a more technical, like ballet, jazz
Yes.
kind of aspect. And although our DD4L, those girls, they have those techniques in there. It's not as prevalent as these girls are.
Yeah.
But those girls dance beautifully together. Beautifully.
Really?
So yeah, but I had a great time, and I definitely missed being here with you guys.
Yeah.
Y'all missed 1 week being here too.
We did.
Y'all did. Y'all did.
We did because
Y'all tried
we
it.
had stuff going on just like you. You're not the only ones traveling the
Listen,
world.
if I could have Skyped in, I would have.
You should have.
You should have.
Do we have that technology, Alexis?
Yeah, we can. Anytime that you're not here and you want to
could have
Skype
been
in, we
right
can
here.
do it.
But you know what?
Yeah.
The time zone.
Listen,
It would have been real rough.
I would have been a day ahead of you guys.
Yeah.
Because I lost a day traveling there.
Yeah, you
March
did.
11th didn't happen for me.
I know. Isn't that
That is
weird?
so
I
crazy.
traveled
Weird.
on Valentine's Day and I left here on Valentine's Day and I got there, it was Valentine's, so I had 2 Valentine's.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like when I came back, I left on the 23rd there, and then it was the 23rd
when you
here.
got back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that
Yeah,
weird?
it's
Very
very
cool.
weird.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into this episode, though. Enough about me.
Right. More about Neva trying it.
Neva did try it.
So anyways.
Angry.
She's real angry.
She's extra. That's what I said. She's extra.
We're going to have a whole segment for Neva because she deserves it.
Yes, she does.
She really does. So this week the girls go to Greenwood, Mississippi.
Yeah.
They are competing. I forgot the name of the competition. Did you guys get that? I forgot what it was. But anyways,
No.
they're doing a solo and a stance. This week Miss D has chosen Cristiana to do the solo, and then for Tamia to lead the stance.
Both very exciting.
Very exciting,
Yeah.
very different. I like the path that she's on. Like we said last week, she's on a different path. She's letting other girls get the spotlight.
Yes.
And so we can see, because we always have a favorite, but then we don't really have a favorite because we haven't seen everyone dance
Yeah.
solo or see them dance like full hour, the camera just on them.
Yeah.
So it's really good to see that. This week they're dancing against the Envy Dancing Dolls. Royale, Delta, Dynasty doll. Everyone's a doll. I'm a doll. You a doll. You
or
a doll.
diva.
Or a diva, right?
Doll diva.
Right.
I think I'm both.
You're both?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a second that.
What?
That she's a diva and a doll.
What are you?
Thank you, Tony.
I'm just Tony. No last name, no nothing. Just Tony.
And then the infamous Divas of Olive Branch, which is Neva the Divas team. And last time we saw Neva, it was a lot of trash talking. It was a lot of just, I don't even know, just drama.
Neva reminds me of that person who is on the bus talking all that smack, and all you say to them is like, I'll see you when we get off the bus.
And she ain't there.
And then she's still on the bus. She actually missed her stop.
Yeah. Right.
So that way she didn't have to get off the bus with you.
I feel like you don't have any choice but to trash talk when Neva's around.
Yeah.
Because she's just extra'd out. That's my note. Extra. Neva, the diva, is extra. You just don't have a choice.
Much.
I put a lot of stuff. I said she's crazy. She is, her passion, like for me, just like we spoke about Miss D, she has a true passion for these girls. She really cares about them. I feel like at this point, she's out to get Miss D. It's not like these girls are competing where it's a competition where it's like, let's see who's actually the best dancer. Let's put it out on the floor. You're wanting to do all this trash talk. And then she was like cursing so much to these girls, like, get out there and whoop their head. I'm like, calm down. Like,
you know what? What must be really, really hard for Miss Diana and the Dancing Dolls? They've got a lot of different teams who are out to get them. Whereas, sorry to go back to Dance Moms, the Candy Apples.
The Candy Apples.
That is like their primary, person or that team who's really against them. So they only really have to worry about that one team.
But see, let me tell you the difference between.
Please do.
On Bring It, these are actual like dance teams competing against the best. Dancing Dolls are considered the best.
Yeah.
right.
On Dance Moms, I always say that the Candy Apples have a lot of guest stars, co-stars. Like that team is kind of just put together for that sake.
Yeah,
So
and
they
I agree.
hire on people for the
specifically
week.
just to go after.
Yeah. Whereas
ALDC.
the Abbey Lee Dance Company, they've been dancing together for years.
Yeah.
And is Abby their coach? Is she dance? She actually dances? Okay.
No.
So she just owns the company and she has coaches that teach.
Yeah, and she more so teaches in like technical terms, like you're gonna do this into an arabesque and then do this, and you pick up on that because as a dancer you should know that anyway.
Yeah.
But she also does have Gianna, who's her assistant, as a choreographer as well. But that's the difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring It. These people actually have a reason to go after the Dancing Dolls because you want to go after the best because you want to be the best. You want to have those bragging rights.
Yeah, which is a good point because I wanted to bring it back to Neva real quick.
Let's go.
In the Divas of Olive Branch.
Ain't extended an olive branch since she's been on the show.
Right.
Well,
their name is horrible.
They always, I think when it's their moment, it's their moment. Like, it's her time to shine. Neva, is she really that extra? Or is it like, okay, my 15 minutes are here and I'm about to get this? Or like we talked about before, like a spinoff or whatever. I don't know. But I just thought like she's just way out.
Yeah. You could kind of tell. And when she gets on camera, she's just like out of breath because she's so like...
So hyped up
and like angry. And it's like change that anger into... your passion when you get out there and dance, because I mean we'll talk about it later, but when she got out there and danced, she was so like sloppy. I don't know, to me she's just
but she was living.
She was tacky. She is tacky to me because I just feel like you should be a representative for these girls, and you're not being anyone for these girls to look up to and say, you know what, me and Miss D and I may have our issues, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to pour this into you guys where I have to curse you guys out for you guys to get out there and do such a great job.
And see, her hypeness to me is different from like, is it Tracy from Miami? Tracy, right? With the box.
Oh, right.
Yes.
And some of the other coaches, like I believe
from
that's
the
how
superstars.
Yeah, I believe that's how Tracy is.
Yeah,
she's very like,
exactly.
Bring it. Let me show you what I got. Our team's the best. She's very much like that. And the other coaches are real like, yeah, we're here. We're gonna get them. We're gonna try to do our best. I've been watching them. That kind. But Neva, I feel like as we've watched her from season 1 until now, yes, you have a reason to like really hype up your girls, but I feel like this episode she was team extra.
Yeah. Wait,
like
and
she
like
was
you were
trying to
saying,
get her moment.
it may be for the camera. She may want her own show.
Right. But one of the biggest differences that I see, you know, if I were a coach.
Right. Okay. Let us know,
If I was
Robin.
a coach. Okay. The difference is I would put so much emphasis just on my team and just on the dancing that we're going to do. I'm not even going to have you get sidetracked by another team or another coach or whatever. We're not even going to talk about them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Like, they don't even matter. I know what I possess to put in you guys for you guys to go out there and smash it, no doubt about it. I don't care what you guys bring because I know what I'm going to bring. It's going to be better. But it seems like her confidence is only based off of the arguments that her and Miss Diana have. And like you were saying, the dynamics of Tracy and Neva. Neva, like we said, she's doing it for the wrong reasons.
Come across as forced.
And she, it's forced. And she brings certain anger out of Miss Diana that if Tracy walked up to Miss Diana, she probably wouldn't get that angry and like yell and curse her out. She'd probably be like, girl, bye, go fix your hair.
Yeah.
But Neva, it's like, fix your hair, your eyelashes, your eyebrows, your trifling. She just want to read her a whole new life. Yeah. And I understand because she is totally the type to smile in your face and like, let's work this out. And then talk all this mess and do all like put on a whole show when it's time to bring it. And it's like, you need to calm down.
You need to get it together.
She does.
So anyways, off of Neva, we'll talk about her dancing.
I put Neva
later.
is crazy.
Right, I put Neva is crazy too. I put Neva is crazy and tacky.
So the consensus is Neva is crazy.
She crazy.
All right.
Okay, so I was super excited this episode for both Cristiana because she is definitely like the silent killer. Miss Diana said she's been dancing with the dancing doll, or she was a baby doll starting at 5 years old.
Yeah.
We got a chance to see her when she was 10 and a half, where she did her solo and she completely messed up, just froze up. And I didn't even know she was that young because back then I was like, oh my gosh, why'd she do that? Like, she's such a great dancer, but now I understand. And just to be able to see the progression from 2 years ago is amazing. Her confidence is out of the roof. She's just grown up to be such a beautiful young girl, and she's definitely a leader. I can definitely see her once Tamia transitions for her to take that role. And I know we talked about Cameron possibly, but I just feel like Cristiana is a little bit more stronger and a little bit more...
She's going to have to break out of her shell, though, a little bit more. I would kind of put Cameron over... Cristiana, just because Cristiana's quiet. So I feel like she wouldn't have as much of a voice right now. I think maybe in a few years she would be there. But I feel like Cameron is at that place where if she needed to step into a leadership role, she could do it.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, both of them definitely, like, they have such good girls that it's not a problem. Like, oh my gosh, who's going to be captain next? Who's going to be captain next? So Tamia finally got her chance this week to prove to us who she is outside of just dancing beside Kayla. Now she's in the front. She's definitely a leader. No doubt about it. She's an amazing dancer, which was kind of funny to see, which was totally for production. Like, she wasn't dancing full out. Because I've never seen her not dance full out. She's always smiling. She's always flipping her hair. She's like hardcore. And I'm always like, she's such like smiley like all the time.
And she's such a pretty girl. But see, one of the things that I wanted her to step up with was taking the smile away a little bit.
Really?
I love when she smiles. And that just shows that she's like really beautiful inside. But sometimes when you have to bring it, you cannot be like
poker face.
Hey girls, you know what I'm saying?
I looked at her smile as not a smile of like that kind of smile. It's kind of like a what like that kind of a smile.
I feel like I feel like she's smiling like no matter what you try and bring, I'm gonna still smile at you in your face. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, she's cute, and I like the smile. Like I said, I really like her, and I like her smile.
But then you want her to be serious.
There has to be some times where, especially if you think about dance teams and cheerleading teams and whatever type of competition teams, they take a look at your facial expressions. You have to give a bunch of different types of facial expressions because everything changes according to what you're doing, what you're trying to convey. If it's like hard buck, you know, you can't be like... Like it doesn't work all the time. So I'm saying I love her smile and it shows who she is, and she's a beautiful girl. But I'm just saying sometimes you gotta give them a little face.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Let them know you're not to be played with. Right. Don't take me as a joke. Right. Basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So
don't let this smile fool you.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we see this week Miss D's envision of the solo is incorporated still with the girls, which is different. I didn't know that they could still have the team around them or behind them. What do you What do you guys think about that?
When I think solo, I think one person dancing.
Yeah.
No distraction of anyone else. It's just that person and what they can do. I thought maybe it would be okay, especially for this, to be able to set up the scene and use them as props. But I don't need you to do a whole lot of dancing.
Right.
Yeah, I like the fact that there was a specific time where all the other girls went back, they did this move, and they just sat.
Yes.
And it was beautiful.
It was
I like that. Okay, let her have her shine, you know, and exactly like you said, to be used as props in the beginning because it's supposed to be this
Goddess.
Egyptian type feel. So use the girls for that, you know, and I thought that part was awesome. Did you guys notice that the two teams sort of were correlating, like the Neva the Diva and her girls, they were also used for the solo.
Yeah.
And then Dancing Dolls were used for the solo.
Yeah.
And then the
Coincidence?
coach, right, I don't think so. I think a little bit of production. But anyway, the coaches both danced.
I did notice.
It was, you know,
it was
I'm
a
like,
lot.
y'all had a meeting?
Right.
Yeah. The only thing I did enjoy the Dancing Dolls opening up with the whole team, and it was kind of like, here's our girl. Let her. We're gonna she's gonna bring it. She's gonna shine, and which she did.
Well,
what do you think?
I wish that when she... Can we talk about this now?
Yeah.
I wish that when she came out of the pyramid, that she had more of a...
Presence.
Like a, you know, that confident,
Regal.
that royal, that regal, that like, you know, kind of, you know, instead of like, what up? I'm here. You know what I mean? Like that's it. Like that's a different kind of walk. Like when you, and not even walking in thinking like, oh, like I'm better than you kind of a walk, but like, you know, walking in like, I have arrived. You know, that kind of feel. It felt a little. Like, they did all this. They wheeling you out on a pyramid. They all...
So what would you do? So tell us what would you do. If that was you and they wheeled you out and they brought you out and you had a whole squad around you, like coming to America, what would you do?
I'm glad you asked, because I thought about this.
Let them know.
First of all, when the pyramid... I don't even know if I would have a pyramid or if I would have one of those, like... carrier things.
Like
so that you could, like, if she had that, she could have laid like this, like
okay.
Okay.
very much like that. But since
like on a lounge, like on a chase.
Yeah, we've all seen it. Those little that's
but since
nice.
they use the pyramid, first of all, I would have faced back.
And covered it where I came out, right? Okay, this is your story. Let
and
me
either
let you
covered it or at least just face behind, so that once it stopped, someone can go, you know, on the other side, like cue me, and then I turn around and it's like a
dramatic.
Yeah, and then you know you kind of step, and I would have wanted them to part ways as I like walk down, and it's very like, and just have them kind of like bow down or do something to make it seem like I'm, you know, this is it, this is the queen coming in here,
this is her
you know,
moment, right?
Yeah, so I would have done
see
that.
this. Do you see this?
I see it.
This
I
is a
totally see
picture.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, I picture it.
I get it. If you're gonna bring an opening,
how I
if
get
you're
out the
gonna
car.
do an opening, shut up.
You don't get out your car like that?
When you're in ballet.
From now on,
No,
I am
all the
getting
time.
out my car like that, Tony.
Let me tell you,
I'm
when
about to turn
when you
to the
pull up
side
here
and
to
step
AFTERBUZZ,
out.
what do you do?
When I pull up to AFTERBUZZ, when I pull up anywhere, whether I'm in a parking lot by myself, if I'm in a huge parking lot like at Target or something like that, I swing that door open and I get out as if I'm being greeted by people. You never know who's watching.
But what if you're the only car in the parking lot?
I will put on the show for the security camera.
See, that's what I love. You know what I love? And then, Tone, that reminded me of something else you said before. You said every year on your birthday, you just dance.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that. Like, you know, when you just don't care. Life is just too short. Let's
You're
play.
right.
You
You're
know?
right.
You know,
Yeah.
if nobody's feeling you, feel yourself.
Exactly. You're
Tony?
That's a message
when I tell you English,
The more
I'm watch the next time I get out my car.
I'm
What are you gonna do, Robin?
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna swing the door open like that.
Now, don't get crazy with that though.
I'm gonna watch.
swing-
No.
don't swing it too
I'm gonna
much.
look out my side.
Yeah.
Make sure no cars
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
But then I'm gonna swing the door open.
And then you ain't gonna no.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Mama knows. She look out the car, out the window, and then I'm gonna step out.
Or make sure that door don't bounce back. You'll shoot. And then come right at you. Close the door again.
Make the whole situation
Bring it
up.
right back to reality, right?
You just gotta be careful.
Right. So you're gonna open the door and you're gonna step out.
And I'm gonna do the whole turn, just like Tony. I mean, Tony's showing us how to do it. You know, you turn.
Get that turn. Get
And
that
then
leg out.
like that.
And then how do you walk when you walk in?
You know what? I will honestly say I think every time I walk, I feel like I'm on a runway.
Okay.
I have a runway walk, especially if it's like a long hallway type of a thing.
Okay. You make the best of that walk.
I do. Now I'm not like strutting for Jesus, you know, but there is just this natural, and I've been told that a lot of times. They're like, you walk like you're on the
glide.
runway.
It's like
I could glide. Like there's always a song or something playing in my head, and I walk to that beat.
Well, awesome. So you guys, this is Confidence 101 this Sunday.
Yes.
If you don't know, now you know. Buzz you later.
This confidence brought to you by Tony.
Right. And if you guys need any more of this, make sure you guys follow Tony at
Lounging with Tony.
You can lounge with him. He only lounges at home, but when he gets out of the car, he lets you guys know.
I'm giving you real realness.
Arrived.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think I'm gonna take some footage of the next time I get out the car. I'm gonna have somebody
Please do.
tape you.
so
You know what? You know what? That is your challenge for next week.
That is my challenge.
That's our homework.
Watch, you will see. I'm gonna post a video of me getting in my car.
No, you can bring that video in.
Okay, where are you gonna
play
post it
here.
at? Let them
We
know
gonna play
where
it
they
here?
can find
We
you.
can do that.
No, we're gonna play it here.
Okay.
You too.
Okay.
You bring it in.
And y'all too. And then post them, please.
Yeah, post it. Let us know. Give us 5 comments. Give us 5 stars. Let us know in the comments. Post your videos on your Instagram. Tag us in it. Let us know how you arrive. Anywhere.
If it's Target, if it's the grocery store, if it's getting out of your car, if it's walking down the street, show us how regal you can be. Because, you know, at
It's
Target,
confident.
the doors,
Ooh, I know when those doors open.
That's a moment. Ooh, and then the wind blows.
Exactly.
Yes.
And if you have
the
some
wind.
long tresses, short tresses, whatever, just
just
embrace
work it.
I now really, really, really hope y'all who are watching will send in those videos.
I know,
would
me too.
love
And
that
we'll pick our
so
favorite.
much.
We'll pick
Yes.
our favorite.
I would
And we'll
love that
post
so
Show
much.
it. We'll
Yeah.
show the best ones here, okay?
So make sure you create a video, put it on any social media,
Tag us.
tag,
Lounging with Tony,
At Robin Ayers.
Pink English.
or use the hashtag, is it ABTV Bring It?
Yes, ABTV, bring it.
ABTV Bring It.
Okay.
And we going to be searching all week. 'Cause I know I am. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Are you gonna do a video too, Tony?
I don't need to.
Ooh.
Right, he just gave us the lesson.
But no, he
and
still has to participate. So
Well,
everybody not alone.
he's been doing this for so many years. He's probably so great at it.
It's just natural for me.
And the lesson was natural and free. So you guys didn't have to pay for that. So
No.
you better take that. You don't even have to spend any of your tax money on that. So anyways, let's get back into the battle. So
Yes.
we talked about Cristiana's opening, totally Egyptian goddess intro. The other girls were there. What I really liked about Cristiana is Brittany, her aunt. She is so awesome.
Yes.
She brings me to tears every single episode that she talks about Cristiana because it is her niece, but everyone thinks it's probably her daughter. She says she doesn't have any kids. Cristiana has changed her life. She is blessed to be even in the presence of Cristiana, which is something amazing for someone to say. Like, even as an older person, and she's young, Cristiana's 12. It's a blessing to be in a 12-year-old's presence.
Yeah, that's
Like,
beautiful.
Beautiful. It's like you can't even, like, there's no better words to say how much you love her.
Yeah.
And that you would do anything for her. She's like, you get out there and dance and I'll do the rest.
Yes, and you said it exactly that. She would do anything for her. One of the most beautiful things of all is when a parent or an adult can love a child that much and actually be conscious and aware of how they are raising that child. She is very aware of how she's raising her.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that. She knows the lessons. She knows what she used to do in the past or what she's done, the mistakes that she's made. And she's like, I will do everything in my power just to make sure that you are breathing and happy. Let me carry your burden.
Yeah.
How awesome is that?
And that's you didn't even birth this child where you feel like I have to carry my child's burden. Like, this is something that you signed up for, and she's in it for the long haul. Yeah. She's in it for real.
But I have to give it to all these moms, because all these moms go really, really hard for their kids, and there's a point behind it.
Especially Selena.
And Tawanza.
Okay. All of them are really, really great, and they clearly show every week how much, how invested they are into these kids, to their girls. So
I think, going back to the dance, I thought Cristiana just has such this power to her when she performs. I really wished she did a sort of kick. I don't know the term for it, but I wish her leg was just a little bit higher.
Okay.
Yeah, it seemed a little low. But other than that, I think the solo was great, and she definitely redeemed herself from when a few years ago when she froze and didn't do it. So I thought she did and that hair. When I tell you, they must have talked to Lifetime and said, listen, we need good hair.
Yeah.
Y'all need to have a hair budget for us.
And a hair camera. I want you to... Because I always imagine myself flipping my hair, but I don't think it looks like that. We need a lesson. No, I don't want to try it now because then I'm going to have to take off my headphones.
Take it off.
And I want, like, slow-mo camera. You know what I mean?
Let's see.
We don't have that, right, girlfriend?
No, sadly enough. I'm sorry.
Just give us a... Look, y'all put me on the spot asking me to do stuff.
But how do you, where do you start? Like, what side do you start?
I believe in you, English. She
like that?
Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah.
Or like how?
That was good.
Show us. I know you're working with just a fade. But what is
you want me to show you how to toss hair with a fade?
What is the neck roll? But what is the neck roll? I feel like
it's very Pantene Pro V.
Okay.
You know how it's like
Where do you start?
You have to bring your neck around. And so it's kind of like all the hair just kind of comes around.
Do you think maybe I need longer hair for it? Okay.
I always think I need longer hair in order to give it like that.
Because it needs to go in your face.
Yeah.
Like, you just need it to... I don't know. I just feel...
Because you just did that the wrong way.
It's going, though, English. I like it. Yeah. It's got a lot of body and stuff like that.
Okay.
Got a lot of volume.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm going to just start practicing that, too. And then maybe next week, that'll be our next lesson homework to do.
A good snap. A good head
And if you guys are watching, the dolls are watching, let us know if there's, the best way to do it. Because
them things look like they be hurting their neck.
I know, that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to just try it and hurt my neck.
Get whiplash.
Try to be cute.
End up in urgent care.
That's not cute.
Right. I know. No, not cute at all. And I don't want any of I got some weave up in here. I don't want it to fall out neither.
Don't you let that track fall out.
Right. So I'm like, let me know.
Just make sure it's secure.
Right.
I
need to do it when my hair is fresh. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You got a weave?
I have some weave in here.
That's a cute weave.
Thank you. Anyways, that's another lesson too. We have so many lessons to give. But you're right. They do have some good hair this season. Last season it was a little issues, but they did.
Season one's always a few issues, and then they start making a coin.
Yeah, then people want to sponsor you, and then you have better hair.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I just wrote, for me, Cristiana, I think maybe because I was basing it off of the previous time, I feel like her confidence, like I said, is better. She was more precise, and she's definitely becoming a skilled dancer. I know with crumping, some people may not consider it a skilled dance, but they incorporate so much to it, and her acrobatics and gymnastic level is really good.
It's off the charts.
Fearless.
I was just gonna call it I don't know, I was gonna call it, oh, it's so sweet.
Thank you, because really nice. I was dying over here, Alexis. Thank you.
Nice
English was just gonna have me die on this panel.
No. Well, I would never have you die.
She did. It wasn't quite necessarily like backflips, but acrobats are the perfect term because she would just bust it and then come right back. She's real. I cannot do.
You want everybody
to try something. Right. I can't do it. But she did it. Cristiana did it, and she did it really, really well.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I loved about the moment when she was doing her solo.
Okay.
Mimi up in the stands.
Yes.
And she was supporting her, and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. That's not even my baby, you know. I just love that the moms have that type of love for all the other kids. And you have really no choice. It's inevitable. Once you know all the daughters and the moms and you're around each other that much, it's just sort of inevitable to have that type of support.
They have a bond.
They do. Yeah, they definitely have
that was
a bond.
Really cute.
So let's talk a little before we get into the stance. Let's talk a little bit about Miss Neva's words with Miss Diana. So Neva's issue with Miss Diana is that they pulled down their pants last time, or Miss Diana act like she was pulling down her pants, like basically saying kiss it, because Neva's girls were talking trash. They had trash cans out there. They had brooms. Miss Diana felt like that was too far. Neva felt like Miss Diana pulling down her pants and like getting all rowdy was too far. What do you guys think?
It's kind of like, ask yourself, Neva, why did Miss Diana do that? What did I do to cause that? She didn't just walk up and just say, you know, and do that for no reason. You had trash cans for them. You came out with brooms. You your girls were talking a lot of smack during the stands. So all of that came to that, and you're stuck on that one point. You act like you pulled that.
Yeah, and you talking about my eyebrows.
Yeah, and my girls found offense to that. Like,
but you can't throw it out there and then not expect for someone to throw it right back at you.
That's what it is.
And everyone has a limit, you know? Even if I am teaching girls or whatever, personally, I don't want you yelling in my face or talking about, you know, like when it becomes personal, then there's a separate situation. If we're arguing like, my girls are better than your girls, all teams are going to say that.
Right.
But, you know, I just feel like she just was crazy. So anyways, let's get into Neva dancing on the floor with the solo.
Now, I will say, Neva was living.
You think so?
She was living.
You think she was on track and on point?
She wasn't she didn't have what the girls had, of course, but that's like age and, you know, flexibility, that type of thing. But she
and that
was
guy,
out there,
let's not forget about that guy, both of them coming out.
Oh, yeah, the guy came out, too.
Yeah, to do the whole, like...
Right, which is very strange because this is a solo, which we talked about before. If you guys are doing a solo, then why... Now, this is no longer solo, so I don't know if their terms for this... competition were very loose because a lot of the rules were like, I just think that wouldn't be allowed in the rules. As a solo, you guys all came. It wasn't like you guys stood in the back. You were just around her, and then Neva just took over her and Mr. Gentleman.
And I think that's the problem, is that during that, they took the spotlight from her.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
Totally
and it looks, to me, it started to come off as sloppy because if it's a solo, your girls, whoever's out there is supposed to be the main girl. Like she said, I think of her as Beyonce. She's my little Beyonce. All of that. You didn't let Beyonce dance, Michelle. You decided to get out there and think you could bring it, but you look sloppy, and it made the whole team collectively look sloppy because you were behind. And then what made you decide to bring this guy? Like, what were you guys doing at home to think, let us both go out there?
Yeah, I think ultimately on a different day, different situation, that would have been fine. I mean, because like Tony said, she was living. You could tell she was just happy.
She was happy. She was having fun. She was getting her life. She was getting her moment. But she stole the moment from little sugar baby.
Right. Yeah. So anyways, let's get into the stance battle. So finally we're here. Tamia, Miss D, which I love. We talked about how she knows how to engage the girls. She knows when to be tough. She knows when to love. Yeah. She knows when she needs me right now to support her and encourage her. She needs me right now to tell her, you better get off your behind and stop crying.
Right.
So Tamia, it's her first time leading. She's nervous. She's in tears. It was really cool to see Kayla come over and encourage her and let her know, you got this, girl. So she got kind of the hard from Kayla, and then she got the soft from Miss D.
Yeah, that was great. It was perfect the way that it was laid out for her.
Right. So, but then when she gets out there, you never would have thought she was nervous. Like Kayla said, she literally brought it so hard that it just felt so comfortable to see her there. Like, this is where you belong.
I think she did a great job. I think she did a great job. Hear me out.
Okay,
I think she did a great job.
You about to say but.
But once again, I think that she could have, there's some little subtleties that you can do to bring it a little bit harder. But you know what? This was her very first time. I think it was remarkable for her first time. And she will grow. She will learn, and she will continue to, learn her faces and how hard she needs to buck or whatever.
What
as
stance
she
to
gets
throw.
along.
Yeah, exactly. So
she better learn, because Kayla and them, they not going to fail their senior year so they can keep being on the Dancing Dolls.
no, they're not. So it started off as this. I wrote like a story for the stance. I know. I got real technical this week. So divas come out. They came out rough. They came out hard, strong. Like, hey, let's go. Dee Forel came out with hair flips, which is Tamia's favorite thing. So they killed that. The energy was super high, and it was really nice to see this week the dolls, the whole team collectively, their energy was really high, that they were all on the same level. In sync. Like Miss D didn't really have to coach them or yell at them like, get it together. Why are you guys falling off? They all came out crazy. Even Kayla, who wasn't leading, came out nuts. So then the divas decide to throw the stance of the football stance, which we saw them practicing that. Very lackluster. It was very.
You know why it was lackluster?
We wanted more. Why?
Because they didn't let us understand.
That's exactly what it.
They didn't let us understand who the girls
Dolls.
in the jerseys were.
Yeah.
There was it happened so quick. They came out, and then next thing you know, they were ripping it off. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but it said dolls.
Yeah, it did.
But it was so quick that if you went
and look, you wouldn't have seen it. And then it was over.
Yeah.
And that was a new stance that they were throwing.
And there was no point. Like when last season, when Sanjay came out as the other team, and then she danced like them, but then they ripped it off, and then she wasn't dancing. Like, that made sense.
Right.
What does football have to do with it? Was just, and then she's like, you gonna take it off and you gonna stomp it.
But they didn't even do that. They just gradually took it off. So the dolls after that they threw the motorcycle stance, which is super cool, super innovative, like them creating a motorcycle. Right. They've used it before. I know Neva was like, they've done it. It's a good stance. So hey, don't knock it. Your new stance fell through. Then the other girls, the divas, decided to bring out the baby divas. And they were not crisp to me. I feel like they could have been a little bit more in sync. It was just all over. And then it was it was kind of like, waste of time.
Failed. Yeah.
And then Miss D decides that she wants to come out, okay? So Miss D says, you know what, this week I'm going to support Tamia. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to bring it. I was so, Miss D's face was so scary.
She was serious holding that straight leg
so
up.
that serious look that you're saying Tamia should learn.
Yes.
She held that pose. If I was Neva, I would be freaking out.
Yeah.
She ain't no one to play with.
When she went into that drop, I was like, you heard something.
She did.
Something snapped.
She really did. Yeah.
Or either that, or she's just that professional and she just had it like that.
I just wish her interest. I hated seeing the prep. The unzip.
Yeah, she should have came out as a surprise.
I wish that.
Me too.
It was like she was in a robe or something, and she was bam, and then walked
I wish
out.
that maybe, or even if some people just all of a sudden just casually walked over to it and just blocked her, and then parted ways right when she went into it, that would have happened.
Yes,
it would have been. People would have been like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, the crowd would have been more, instead of watching her stand there in her uniform.
Yeah.
So then the divas decide they want to turn their back on. Very rude, very disgusting.
You don't teach people to do that. You don't teach people to turn their backs on something like that.
Because you don't like it. You're not going to like so many things in life. Are you going to always turn your back? No.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to turn your back on situations, though.
Yeah. Or people. We get it. Neva was complaining. She knew she lost, so the only thing she could do best was complain about the rules, saying it was illegal to have Miss Diana come out. Obviously, it wasn't illegal.
It don't exist.
Exactly. So anyways, yay, hooray. The divas won second, and the DD4L Dancing Dolls won first place, so clap for that. Congratulations, Cristiana. Good job for you. And then for the stance, They didn't even say who won second, but we didn't even need to know because guess what? The dogs. Hey, and it was definitely well earned this week. They definitely deserved.
They did a great job.
Yeah,
Everybody
they really did.
Wonderful
Good job to Tamia. Really proud of you. You deserve captain. Good, congratulations on that.
Yes.
I don't have any news and gossip. Do you guys have any? No.
Nope. I would say if you are not following Miss Diana or Miss D on Instagram, please do. She is getting her life.
She really is everywhere.
I love that they're traveling. They always announce where they're going to be next, but right before I came in, I saw these videos of her, and she's just filming herself, and she is just living.
She really is living. God bless her. She really is. So good.
I love it.
And then, anything else? Do you guys have anything else to say?
No.
DD4L.
DD4L. So, as always, thank you guys again for tuning into a fabulous episode of Bring It. Next week, we will probably be here on Monday since it is Easter Sunday as well as my birthday.
Yeah.
So I'll be on the beach.
Also, we're going to change the date because you can't be here.
Well, it's Easter, so I know a lot of people are going to be enjoying their family.
The resurrection.
And Jesus was resurrected on that day, so we need to really commence that, as well as I was born on that day. Right. So
you
thank you guys.
Here with some colored eggs.
Right. So thank you guys again for tuning in. You guys can find me as always on Instagram at Pink English, as well as on Twitter English Speaks.
And you guys can find me at Robin Ayers.
And you can find me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Lounging with Tony, or my website, loungingwithtony.com.
DD4L.
DD4L.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.